What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about how to actually build a YouTube set, a set for YouTube videos. And, the word set, I've kind of bigged it up a little bit more. Kind of just a, basic sort of light setup, basic camera setup, stuff like that. I'm going to basically just walk you through my rough YouTube set that I've built over the past 2 years of doing this channel. And basically how you can take some of this stuff, apply it to what you're doing. Also, getting rid of some of the idea that you need all this crazy equipment to even start off with. Without further ado, this is going to be how to build a set for YouTube videos. And if you're new here, I'm Jack. I produce daily content based around video editing, videography, and how to make money making videos. Subscribe now if that sounds interesting to you. Yes, a set for YouTube videos. YouTube is, the number one most consumed video platform on the world, basically. You know what I mean? Like, there's probably nowhere else, right? This getting more consumption than YouTube in terms of a video sense. Definitely not. And overall, the production value of, kind of the top tier does sort of steadily increase. And then the production value of the bottom tier of creators is, is quite different to the top tier, right? So this creates the idea that you need this sort of crazy equipment, all this, essentially money to fund all this equipment right off the bat to even have a chance. And you really don't. Like, my set that I'm looking at right now in front of me, right, is simple. It's super simple. And this is me 2 years down the line, right? You know what I mean? And 2 seconds. What I'm actually going to do is I'm literally just going to show you guys, so you're looking at me and I'm looking this way, right? So it's like, what does it look like from where I'm sat at? Let me just take a picture real quick and just edit this picture on. This is literally what it looks like. I'm just going to start a video, right? So there we go. We're now synced up. Essentially, I have my laptop in front of me for, just some planning. The planning is so minimal, you know what I mean? I write like 2 or 3 bullet points per topic, so I'm not writing a script or anything. Right in front of me is the actual camera, the Sony a6300. I've got the monitor down here, which sort of just displays to me how I'm looking and everything like that. I then have a basic LED over here, just lighting the left-hand side of my face up, and then a nice big softbox up here, sort of lighting the actual, white desk and everything like that, and this sheet underneath here. But, cut back to how the actual real camera's looking. This isn't the most intricate setup, and this is essentially my sort of little setup that I've built myself over the past 2 years. And obviously you got the light in the background as well. I forgot about that. That's right back there, just to add a little bit of mood. But that's far from necessary, and some might even call it overkill. But there you go. So that was just nice live showcase of what my setup actually looks like, what my set looks like. And today we're going to be breaking it down and breaking down how you can actually set something up, right? So what I'm using here is super simple. It's just 2 lights facing either way. I got a camera dead to front. The monitor right here is really only added because I got this new lens, 10mm lens. I can't quite use the autofocus on it because it's manual focus, and I need to know that I'm in focus. I can't keep jumping back and forth. So that's only been added now because of that, right? But in terms of a basic YouTube setup, a basic YouTube set, literally all you need is a recording device, whether it be a camera in front of me or a phone. The phone works perfectly. And then you can, that's basically it. After that, you just need some pretty quality microphone. For example, I'm using a clip-on microphone. This one right here, the Blixo, BLMK or something like that. Everything will be linked down below, any products I talk about. But, more or less, all this is a camera, a mic, and 2 lights. That's it. And then something that you can record or something you can plan, a bit of pre-production planning, whether it be 3 bullet points, 4 bullet points. Before the laptop, I was just using a whiteboard, right? So I'll just write a couple bullet points, put the whiteboard behind the camera, and that's also a killer sort of way to just keep your point going and stuff like that. Shout out to you, if you don't need that, but I'm willing to bet that, if you're trying to make a one-take YouTube video, I don't add a single cut. You'll watch this entire video, guys, and there won't be a single cut. Now, when you want to create content like that, which is definitely the content I want to make, I hate cuts. Who knows what happened in those cuts, you know what I mean? If you want to make content without cuts, you want to make coherent. I'm not a vocabulary specialist, but I'm a video specialist. I think that's probably the word. If you want to make a cohesive kind of content, then, a little bit of planning definitely helps, whether it be 1 bullet point, 4 bullet points, 92 bullet points. There's a fair few bullet points, bro. Chill out. But yes, a basic YouTube set really is compiled of 2 lights, one from either direction. You could literally get away with just one directly straight on me. Sometimes I do when I forget to turn on the other one. A microphone, which is good quality, and a recording device. Boom, there you go. And that can literally be a phone as well. A lot of people, I'm using the iPhone 5S. A lot of people troll me, keep going. But the majority, you probably have a better phone than the iPhone 5S. Some Samsung S10 or, some iPhone X, the iPhone 32, whatever number they're on now, you know what I mean? So it's like, at the end of the day, the phone is a really undervalued asset, I think, because you can start right away. In some cases, if you don't have a computer, you can even get an editor on here and shit like that. And, at the end of the day, the phone could be crucial if you don't have another sort of way to get around it, I think you could say, right? So it's like at the beginning, you're going to have none of this stuff. You're just going to have a recording device, maybe not even some lighting, right? And all you got to do to actually get the next stuff is just keep creating the content, and your stuff will just build up as you go, right? That's literally, in my experience, how it's been. So that's more or less the video right there, is how to build a YouTube set, or how to build a set for YouTube videos. Just create more YouTube videos, and the set will build itself around you. I never sort of started off with all this stuff. I'm going to close the laptop. My 4 bullet points, they've been read. So they're now in my mind, right? But in front of me right now, if I think about my first few YouTube videos here on this channel, all it was a tripod and a camera, and maybe some lighting. If I could remember to do it, I would use this softbox sometimes. I still had this when I started my YouTube channel, the beginning of this channel. And more or less, I would use sometimes a light, but a lot of the time it would literally just be me, my camera, my tripod, right? And a microphone on the top of the camera, right? So if I was you, all I would do is literally just stay with your recording device, get a couple lighting pieces, obviously an external microphone. If you're recording in-camera audio, that should probably be one of the biggest things you want to change. Like if we were going to go importance, all right, and I'm sorry for how sporadic this video is, but when you put 4 bullet points down on a fucking note sheet and then you close the note sheet halfway through the video, the cohesiveness of the fucking video goes out the window. But if we were to do like a most important type of thing, right? So obviously, like at the top of the pyramid all the way down, right? The top would be a recording device. You need a recording device. And the fact of the matter is, a recording device has an audio recorder built in, right? So even if you're on your phone or your camera recording videos, you can do it now because you have the video recorder, which also has an input audio recorder, AKA a microphone, right? The next second best sort of thing that you want to tick off your YouTube set is going to be an external microphone, right? Now these come in different shapes and sizes. You could get a clip-on mic right here. You could get a on-camera microphone like a Rode video mic. They make some cool stuff right there. You could get a condenser. I don't even know where my condenser's at. I had a condenser sitting on the desk. That's why I reached for it. It's not here. You could get a condenser. That's kind of cool as well. And a microphone's next step, right? Because if they click on the video, they enjoy the video, but now they're struggling with the audio. They can't hear you correctly, or it's just not that enjoyable. That's the next thing you got to tick off the list. And lighting comes third after that. So it's literally video quality first, or a video recorder first, then audio upgrades. So audio recorder, external audio, something like that. And then finally, third on the list is going to be lighting, right? And those are, in my opinion, the 3 pillars of a YouTube set. Is lighting, video, and mic. And then after that, you go for deco, or, you know what I mean, backdrop, for example. So you do kind of cool things to actually take this a little bit further. For example, I might throw a light and I might change the color, every video. So we've just done half the video with it pink. I've decided that I no longer like pink, so I'm going to change it to green. There we go. Now we're dealing with something else in the environment that's kind of actually keeping our attention and stuff like that. So at the top, it is video recording. Next up, we got audio recording. Next after that, it's going to be lighting, just to amplify everything. Without the lighting right now, it'll be a little weird in here. And then fourth is literally environment. So actually building a cool environment, an engaging environment. For example, you could just do cool things that aren't necessarily in the majority of videos. For example, chill out, man. Chill out. For example, I used to do my videos right here. I used to be facing that way, and I used to basically have a slideshow going on in the background, right? So that it would kind of just be a cool backdrop type of thing like that. Now, that was one method for doing that, right? Alternatively, I have this, where I have just the environment that I'm in, nice wide angle lens, and then I've got a light, an LED, an RGB LED behind me, which is adding some kind of environment amplification to actually make the environment interesting as well. All of these are tactics, right? But overall, that's my video. Spewed off the top of the head right there, 4 bullet points on the on the thing too. The bullet points were practically the same exact thing. Overall, to review right now, if I actually get my phone out and just do another pan, right? And I actually go back here, boom. In front of me, literally all there is a monitor, a camera, a light on the left, a light on the right, and then a desk. And this creates a very nice setup and a very nice set indeed. And nice and simple. Essentially a 3-piece setup: camera, lights, mic, which again, I keep forgetting about the mic, and then environment, just adding something cool to the environment, something that just makes it look a little bit different to your room. I just want it to look like, all right, cool. My room doesn't look like that. So when I'm watching this dude's video, all right, cool. You got something cool in there that is different to what my reality is, right? Therefore, it's sort of interesting to watch. Just something cool that spices it up. Some people do their videos in front of, an equipment shelf or something like that. All sort of different tactics to keep the viewer's attention, to make the environment look more interesting. Overall, brief spiel on how to build a set for YouTube videos. Hopefully, this gave you a couple pointers, ideas, and also probably driven the point home that it's pretty simple, this YouTube set stuff. You don't really need to build the biggest, the craziest, the most out there thing in the world. All you got to do is just keep creating content, and your set, in my experience, will build itself around you as you go, aka you'll just naturally progress and get the equipment as you go. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you want to connect with me further, check me out on Instagram at ItsJackCole. By far the place I'm the most active. That's the thing. You can hit me on Facebook, get a response in like 3 days. Hit me on Instagram, get a response in 3.5 seconds. And that is legitimate math. Legit. That's how it's going down. That's the time wait that we're looking at. I need to do better at actually managing those other social medias. But again, also, if you want to hit me, just hit me on Instagram, because I haven't gotten better at managing them yet. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.
Invade King B.